Welcome to Uplifting Life Talk Show with your host, Rita Robinzine.
Men are going to come along and want to teach you things. Doesn't make them any smarter.
I would say it's 5 out of 6 if we're rolling the dice. I just couldn't quite buy that after being, what was it, 6 years without playing a tournament game in an orphanage, that you would then be one of the best players in a few years. But in general, having said all that, it was extremely enjoyable.
You're an orphan, Beth.
I'm fine being alone. I feel safe in an entire world of just 64 squares.
I don't necessarily think great chess players see the chessboard in the ceiling, but it's very true that chess players will often look to the ceiling or look a different way, and that is simply an unconscious thing that we do in order to remember.
There's no player in the world as gifted as you are.
There's one player that scares me. Who? Russian.
I and a lot of others can certainly recognize not just the obsession, just the fact that she's a really good student of the game, studying the games in her head, reading as many books as possible, analyzing with the best players. And I think, especially when I was little, that's one of the things that I did well. Like, even very strong kids who were extremely talented, they played tournaments, they did well, they studied some, but it wasn't like something they were thinking about all the time, which it was with me. I was constantly thinking about chess, reading chess books, often for hours every day. And I think that in that sense, I can definitely recognize myself in her with that obsession and the passion and desire to be better.
Chess isn't always competitive. Chess can also be beautiful.
I also really liked the last sequence of her game against Borgov, where she sacrificed the queen at the end, and the whole sequence leading up to that. I was sitting there watching and like trying to guess the moves, and I could see it unfolding, and I thought it was really pretty.
I'm worried about you.
What on earth for?
I think with her, she also obviously had a very difficult childhood. It's not necessarily down to her being a brilliant chess player that she experienced these difficulties. From my own personal experience, I wouldn't say that I've suffered at all. I've had a fine, balanced life, and apart from that, I've been able to do what I love. So I think it's at least not an automatic that being brilliant at something takes away from something else.
Tell the readers of life how it feels to be a girl among all those men.
I would love to see women do better in chess, feel more included.
Then you go on ahead and do just what man you feel like.
Welcome to Uplifting Life Talk Show with your host, Rita Robinzine. If you're like me, you have been binge watching TV shows to help escape the monotony of having to stay inside during the pandemic. One popular watched and discussed by many is The Queen's Gambit. This series focuses on a young woman who mastered the game of chess. Today's guest is another perceived minority who enjoys playing and teaching others how to learn the mastery game. I would like to present to you Mr. Orrin Hudson of BeSomeone.org. Orrin was once a state trooper, Air Force veteran, and chess champion. He is the founder of Be Someone Incorporated. Be Someone is a nonprofit organization that uses numerous tools, including chess, to promote self-esteem, responsibility, and analytical thinking among children in underserved communities. Be Someone's mission is to build character, hope, and inspiration so that kids can set and achieve lifetime goals, realize their potential, and be someone. Orrin has been inspiring students worldwide for more than 25 years. He has been blessed with the ability to motivate both adult and youth audiences alike. Be Someone Incorporated has trained more than 77,000 students on the principles of success learned in a game, chess. They have obtained global media coverage by teaching students how to play chess, beat the odds, and win several chess championships, including statewide chess championships. Orrin Hudson is also the author of One Move at a Time, How to Play and Win at Chess and Life. Welcome, Orrin Hudson, to Uplifting Talk Show.
Thank you. I'm flattered that you watched the Queen's Gambit, and
Oh,
most people
it
are
was
not familiar with
wonderful.
it.
Oh, it's good. Okay. Well, like I said earlier, the hit show The Queen's Gambit is about a young woman who learned how to play chess by the school's custodian, William Scheibel. A teacher also taught you how to play chess. How did this teacher's instruction of how to play chess turn around your life?
Well, chess is about think for yourself and don't be a product of other people thinking, and make sure what you do is the conclusion. Make sure what you do is a product of your own conclusion, not just following the follower. Because I was a gang member in my team, basically following the follower, and the teacher said, "I'm gonna teach you how to think for yourself." So chess is about independent thinking because you win or lose based on your thinking and your decision. And so it's no blame in the game. So don't play the blame game, play the win.
Okay. Well, what inspired you to pass on those lessons learned from your
You know,
teacher on?
chess kind of got me on the right track. I started making better grades, started making better decisions. So basically, I'm just paying it forward, showing people that you can do this, you can do it here, you can do it now. Your mind is a pearl, you can change the world. You have everything you need to win the game. You have your mind, you have your ability, you have your talents, and you have time.
Okay. Well, tell us your journey of how you went from being a state trooper to a chess champion.
Well, I was a chess champion back in the day because my teacher taught me how to play chess. And chess, I learned chess when I was about 15 years old. And for many, many years, I didn't think I was good enough to compete. And I found and realized that I was good enough to compete. I started competing and started winning. But the bottom line is chess is a metaphor for managing resources. The opposite of wealth is not poor. The opposite of wealth is mismanagement of resources. Poor is just a reflection of how you manage your resources.
Okay, good point. Sometimes even adults have difficulty losing. How does the game of chess show a young person that losing isn't always a bad thing?
Well, losing is always good because when you lose, you learn. So it's losing is weakness leaving the body. The more you lose, the stronger you get. So one of the things we teach people is make losing your vitamin and make it okay to fail. Everybody lose. And in baseball, if you can hit the ball 20% of the time, they'll pay you $4 million. So
Wow.
you don't have to hit the home run every time. Just hit 2 out of 10. The 80-20 rule.
Hmm.
Sometimes if you can just hit and be successful 20%, there was a billionaire on 2020, and Anderson Cooper was interviewing him. And Anderson Cooper said, "What's the key secret to success?" He said he had just bought this billionaire just bought a $300 million yacht. He was very successful. He said he had failed miserably 8 out of 10 times, but he hit twice and he was very successful. So my message to young people is make it okay to fail. There's no such thing as failure. It's only information, and you succeed by learning. And so failure tells you when it's time to learn. And as long as you picking up and learning from every decision that you make and don't make the same mistake twice, you will be a champion.
Okay, all right, sounds good. What is it about the game of chess that makes it alluring?
Chess is very addictive in that once you start playing, you realize you can't master the game. And I've been playing 40 years and I'm still in pre-K. And my students said, Coach, you were in pre-K 40 years ago. How can you still be in pre-K? Because you never arrive. And school is never out for the pro. It's always something to learn.
Yeah, in the show, the main character read a lot of books that were written by chess masters to help improve the game. So, like you say, even the fictional characters also learning, and I'm sure that's true in real life. Who is your favorite chess player and why?
My favorite chess player is Magnus Carlsen. He's a world champion. I got a chance to meet him a couple of times. I got a few pictures with him. But I like Magnus Carlsen because he's been world champion since 2013. I was in India when he won the championship match in 2013. I was also in New York when he sacrificed his queen to win the championship. Let's talk about sacrifice for a minute. In order for Magnus Carlsen to win $1 million in the world championship match, he gave his queen away, which is the most powerful piece on the board, for absolutely free. He didn't get anything for it. He didn't take a pawn. He didn't take a bishop. He didn't take a knight. He didn't take a rook. He didn't take anything. He gave his queen away for absolutely free to win the match. What's my point? My point is, in life, you have to make some bizarre move and sacrifice your most precious possession to win them to get outside your comfort zone. Because most people sacrifice their comfort zone. Most people sacrifice their dream for their comfort zone. What we're trying to teach you is sacrifice your comfort zone for your dream. You got to step outside your comfort zone and realize sometimes you got to give your queen away to win the game.
Wow, that's powerful. Very powerful message. It's Black History Month. So, do you have a favorite African American chess player other than yourself?
Yeah, I do. Maurice Ashley is the first African American to become a grandmaster, and his name is Maurice Ashley. He lives in New York. I actually been to his house in New York. I thank God for Maurice Ashley because his last tournament that he conducted in Las Vegas was Millionaire Chess Tournament. I was there, and I was able to win a little money in that match. But the point, to make my point is, Maurice Ashley. He lives in New York. He's the first African American chess grandmaster. I think he broke that barrier in 1999.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I was talking to him, and he was saying when he won the match, it was a very basic move to win. And so sometimes in life, your preparation will get you in a position where all you got to do is make a simple move to win the game. And a lot of time, people have winning moves right in front of their nose, and they don't even see it. I was playing this judge in New Jersey. I'll never forget. His name is Wendell Daniel. He's a Superior Court judge in New Jersey. And I was playing in this match, and he had the game, but I didn't say anything. I kept cool. He missed it. And I made it him, and I said, you all you had to do is do this. He didn't see it. So sometimes you stay cool, don't say anything, because even though the opponent may be winning, he may not see it. So don't say anything.
Okay, interesting. Well, it sounds like this is somewhat like a ministry for you. I know that you said, earlier how you use playing chess to get out of a game. If you could elaborate a little more on how
basically, I can't.
Let me ask a question 1 second. How can playing chess change the mindset of someone who does not believe in themselves and is going down the wrong path in life?
Well, chess is about managing resources. And like I said earlier, the opposite of wealth is not poor. The opposite of wealth is mismanagement of resources. And so what chess does for you, chess shows you patterns. Pattern recognition is the key to success in all fields. Once you know the pattern, you can plan, you can prepare, you can pivot, you can predict, you can position yourself so that you win. The purpose of a wide receiver is not to catch the ball. The purpose of the wide receiver is to separate himself from the competition so that the quarterback can throw him the ball and he can score. But if you're not separated from the competition, and the quarterback has no target. So we teach them. Chess shows you how to position yourself to win. When the Super Bowl came to Atlanta, I positioned myself so that I could be on the field at halftime. You got to
Wow.
think 10 moves ahead so that you can position yourself, see the pattern, plan, prepare, position, predict, and then you can prosper. Can you feel a brother up in here?
All right now, amen. I hear you. Okay. There are some myths around playing the game of chess. One is you have to be smart to play chess. True or false?
That's false. I mean, I had a special ed kid who I was coaching, and he won a tournament. I mean, he didn't win the whole tournament. He won a match in a national competition. The point being said that everybody can learn chess. I'm one of the slowest guys on the planet, but by the grace of God, and I beat one of the top Russian grandmasters in the world. And I'm gonna be totally honest with you. When I was playing this Russian grandmaster, right, my pieces was moving by themselves, and so
Wow.
God is good.
So you say you haven't watched the show, The Queen's Gambit?
No, I did not say that.
Ah,
I have watched
oh,
the show. I
yeah,
said,
tell us.
yeah, I watched the show, and I think it was a great movie. It was some good points in there. There's some things I would have took out. It made it stronger because when you making a movie or when you making a song, you take everything that's good and you cut out what's bad, and you have a tight song. And so there's some things I would cut and make it even tighter. And so
Well,
yeah,
well,
I like this. I like the movie.
a person like me wouldn't know, but I do understand that it encouraged more people to play chess. So you mentioned playing a Russian in the show. She was nervous about playing a Russian. What is it about Russians in chess?
Well, Russians are just American is known for basketball and football, maybe. And
Okay.
Russians are known for chess, and they're very good. And if you could beat a Russian, you are good. I remember
Okay.
one time I had to play this Russian in a tournament, and I slept like a baby. I woke up every 3 hours crying because I realized when you play them Russian, and you gonna have problems. And because they're very very good, and they play chess, and chess is is their thing, and everybody has to learn chess in Russia.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. Interesting. Okay. Without naming anyone in particular, is playing chess an excellent skill to have if someone wants to run for public office? Why or why not?
I think so, because chess teaches you that it takes teamwork to make the dream work, and that you have to invite everyone to the party. If I was coaching someone that was in office, it will be hard to get him out of office because I'm going to teach him how to use all your resources. Remember what I said earlier. The opposite of wealth is not poor. The opposite of wealth is mismanaging resources. What happens if people mismanage resources? I'm going to be a president for everybody. And it's going to be hard to get me out because I'm going to be looking out for everybody. And it's hard to get someone out of office that has your best interest at heart.
Right, right. Okay.
But when you divide in a nation and you gonna holler fight Dr. Fauci, oh, you out.
Okay.
You out. You can't have them. Here's why. What you sincerely desire others is gonna happen to you.
Okay.
The
Interesting.
Bible say if you try to roll a stone the Bible say if you try to dig a ditch for someone else and you try to roll a stone on somebody else, it's gonna roll on you and you gonna fall in the ditch.
That's true. That's true.
Exactly what Pharaoh tried to do to Moses' son happened to his son.
You're exactly right.
What you sincerely desire for others will happen to you.
And so that's a skill that someone can learn from playing chess.
Well, chess is about knowing the patterns. And the pattern I'm teaching now is that whatever you put out there for someone else is going to come back to you. That's a pattern. Pattern recognition is the key to success in all fields. Once you know the pattern, you can plan, you can prepare, you can position, you can predict, you can prosper. One of the patterns that you should do is pause, ponder, pray before you proceed, and then you can prevail.
Okay. All right. That sounds great. How have you made adjustments since the pandemic took place? I read where you went all around the world speaking as well as teaching. Have you made adjustments to be someone.org?
I made an adjustment by teaching on Zoom. Les Brown and I did a conference call. Les Brown is one of my mentors. I thank God for Les Brown. And you have to surround yourself around people who can elevate your game. If you're the smartest person on your team, you need to improve your team. And the biggest room in the world is a room for improvement. You can always get better, get wise, get stronger, get better. And that school is never out for the pro. And so I adjusted by basically teaching on Zoom. I'm doing a big workshop coming up on February the 27th, and everyone who's listening is invited. This is a $1,500 call, and you're welcome to jump on for free. And that's my way of giving back. Here's why. What you give, the others come back to you. So I get a kick out of being a blessing to people. I'm the best in the world at what I do, and I'm modest about it. And my deepest heart desire is to share everything I've learned with others so that they can wake up winning.
That's great. Thank you so much for that. And my final question, how can playing the game of chess help someone have an uplifting life?
It's fun. Chess is real fun and exciting, and you get to find out what a person knows, because I do a lot of trick moves. And trick moves mean I give you something free and you take it and it's game over. And so life is the same way. You think thrice before you move, because you got 6 magic words. Take time to think things through. Here's why. You can make one move in life and never recover.
Mhm.
Think things through. Is this true? Is this honest? Is this the best move I can make? Make your next move your best move.
Okay. Wow. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Orrin Hudson, for sharing your wealth of knowledge about how you inspire others to benefit from playing the game of chess. To find out more about Orrin Hudson and his nonprofit organization, go to the website, besomeone.org. You can also go there to make a donation and purchase a copy of his book, One Move at a Time, How to Play and Win at Chess and Life. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
According to the Merriam-Webster Dictionary, checkmate means the situation in chess in which a player loses because the player's king is in a position from which it cannot escape capture. Problems in life may sometimes put us in a place where we have to say checkmate to God. Jeremiah 17:7 states, "Blessed is the man who trusts in the Lord, whose trust is the Lord." There have been times in all of our lives where we have had problems that seemed impossible. We tried desperately to find solutions to our difficulties, usually to no avail. I decided not to make any New Year's resolutions or set any goals for 2021. This would be the year that I would let God direct me to do whatever He had for me to do. I decided to trust God to help me make the right decisions because I noticed that I had the same incomplete goals that I made year after year. One of my goals was to restart a talk show. I had given up on this objective, or at least put it off until the right time happened for me. I was looking for a job to have once I retired from teaching school, and I came across an ad looking for a talk show host. Preach the Word Network had the exact position. A family member of mine got sick with COVID-19 right after I applied and got accepted to host a show. I finally got to put together my first episode, but it went horribly wrong. The editing that I paid for did not go as planned. I wanted to give the editor a chance because we were both new at what we were doing. I questioned myself about whether or not I made the right choice. I still learned from the person I hired about editing, so I decided to work on my next recording myself. Now I am learning new skills. I am producing, editing, and hosting my show. In the middle of working full time, I am trying to help my mother get into a nursing home to relieve a family member who fell ill. I'm also trying to find ways to pay the caretaker, manage my mother's care, downsize my home to prepare for retirement, produce a show, and work on another project. On top of all that, I also need surgery, but I can't have it at this time, so I suffer from complications. All of this would seem overwhelming to anyone. I finally had to surrender to God and say, checkmate. I could go no further. I had to ask for help and trust Him to make everything right. We're getting closer to getting a good home for my mother. I'm finally producing my show. God is there whenever we need Him. All we have to do is just call on Him and say, checkmate. Now, let's finish out with this wonderful song to help you have trust in God.
The battle I will sing. Your grace will be enough. Your grace will be enough. Under fire, but we won't fall. We will never be alone. You'll always be enough. You'll always be enough. Now in God we trust. In His name we hope. I know God will not be shaken. God is here with us. He's already won. I know God will not be shaken. Follow where you go. You will trust the unknown. I know before. I know you know before. My heart now in your ways. With Him, your name, your promise.